Grubhub has fallen to third place among gig economy food delivery platforms behind Uber Eats and in front of Postmates, with DoorDash leading the pack at first place. Now, what does this all mean? Stay tuned to find out. What's going on, gig hustlers across the nation? This is the Gig Accountant. My name is Naz, and I'm a licensed CPA in the state of New Jersey. I'm the one and only accountant who does gig economy work, working on food delivery platforms such as Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates. Referral links are down in the description box below if you're interested in signing up to any of those. So, Grubhub has fallen to third place among certain metrics regarding the gig economy food delivery space, with DoorDash leading the pack at first, Uber Eats at second, and Grubhub at third, and Postmates at fourth overall across the nation. So, what does this all mean? Well, under certain metrics, this is the order of the market share that belongs to each company. And these metrics are based on sales based on certain data analytics companies who analyze credit card transactions for overall sales among all the companies. So that said, we don't actually know the specific financials of DoorDash, for instance, because DoorDash is not a publicly disclosed company. I'm not sure if we have the public disclosures of Uber Eats broken out separately from Uber rideshare, but I suspect that it may not be. Grubhub is a public company, so its financials are publicly disclosed. So we know what their revenues are, we know what their income is, we know what their profits are. But Postmates isn't a public company, so we don't actually know that. So the only metric we have is based on these credit card sales that these data analytic companies are able to collect. So based on these credit card sales, we can observe that the market share based on these sales is with DoorDash leading the pack and then the others falling behind it. So total revenue, DoorDash is killing it. And DoorDash has come in like a wrecking ball in the food delivery space. I came in like a wrecking ball, overtaking Uber Eats and then Grubhub, and Grubhub falling behind. But there's a few things that we need to take into account when we are analyzing these numbers. So for one thing, Grubhub is active in 300 markets. DoorDash, on the other hand, is active in 4,000 markets. So that's over 10 times more markets that DoorDash operates in compared to Grubhub. For this reason alone, you would expect that DoorDash would be generating greater total revenue than Grubhub, with a greater total market share compared to Grubhub. But I don't think that this is an accurate measure. You're not comparing apples to apples. You're kind of comparing apples to orange. Really what you need to do is compare the markets where Grubhub and DoorDash are active in to really get a sense of what the true market share breakdown is between these companies. Is one company out competing the other? We don't really know because we don't have those numbers as far as I know. If you know those numbers, if you have access to those numbers, please let me know and I'll take a look at it. So that's number one. Number two is something that we have to consider is this growth of DoorDash compared to Grubhub and other food delivery platforms. Is it organic or is it investor fueled? So Grubhub has been expanding and growing profitably. We know this because we can see in their disclosed SEC filings, their financial statements, that they are operating at a profit. Now, according to an article that I read on the Motley Fool, Grubhub is the only food delivery platform that is actually operating at a profit. So that means DoorDash is not operating at a profit. Uber Eats is not operating at a profit. Postmates is not operating at a profit. So what this tells me is that Grubhub's competitors are expanding at the expense of profit. They are expanding unprofitably, and they are expanding through investor-fueled money. So that's the only way that DoorDash has been able to expand to the scale that they have, because they have access to that investor money and they've used it to expand to a large number of markets. Now, this may pay off for them in the end, but it also may not if they are never able to generate a profit in those markets that they have expanded to. Are they operating at a profit in these markets or are they not? According to the one article that I read, I'm not sure where they sourced their data, but DoorDash is not operating at a profit currently. So the answer to that is no, they are expanding at the expense of profit.
Wikipedia is the best thing ever. Anyone in the world can write anything they want about any subject. So you know you are getting the best possible information.
So, despite the fact that Grubhub is operating in less markets, this is not the end-all be-all. Size and scale is not necessarily the thing that a company wants to do. What a company frequently will want to do is to expand profitably. For instance, I work at a Fortune 500 company, and recently my company actually divested 25% of the business, which was generating a lesser profit than the rest of the business. It divested this part of the business because it felt like it was dragging down the valuation of the company overall. It was profitable, but it wasn't as profitable as the rest of the business. So now Grubhub may be executing the same strategy where they are expanding into markets where they feel that they are able to expand profitably at a profit that makes sense to them. Grubhub's competitors, however, so DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, they seem to be executing a strategy of expanding at all costs, despite what profits may be or may not be, what loss they may be sustaining. And they are expanding unprofitably at a loss and expanding through the use of investor-raised capital. This is just my assessment based on the limited data that I have access to, the limited data that I viewed. And the reason that I wanted to weigh in on this, I've seen several content creators making videos about this. So shout out to Pete from Paid to Drive, shout out to Brian, aka UDM, and they have weighed in with their thoughts and comments regarding this. So I just wanted to share my thoughts about this. So is Grubhub dying? In my opinion,
No, God, please, no!
no, Grubhub is not dying. Grubhub is expanding at a pace that they feel that they are able to expand profitably and without taking or incurring losses along the way. So they are trying to intelligently expand. DoorDash, on the other hand, is seeking to ramp up its scale, to expand at all costs. Will this strategy pay off for them? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It depends on whether or not these markets that DoorDash has expanded to at a loss will eventually lead to profits down the line. Currently, it looks like they're not generating profits, so we'll see if that strategy pays off. So all I just want to say in this video, my main thought, my core thought regarding this is, and thing that I want to communicate with you guys, is that total revenue, total sales is not everything. Just because a company is scaling up and expanding more rapidly does not mean that it is the more successful company, and the company that is not expanding as rapidly is the unsuccessful company or the failure of the company. There are reasons to expand, and there is also reasons not to expand. So you have to really take a holistic view of the entire landscape to really come to the conclusion of whether a business is being successful or whether that business is failing. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys for today. If you guys enjoyed the content, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and notification bells. What are your guys' thoughts and comments about this? Feel free to drop a comment down below. All right, guys. So you guys remember to work hard, work smart, be safe out there, stay hustling, and have a good one. Peace, guys.